I feel that there's nothing I can do or say. Because if it was up to me, Tristan would not be circumcised. Momoni.
Noch eine Woche bis zum voraussichtlichen Geburtstermin. Philippe begleitet mich zur jährlichen Anti-Beschneidungsdemo nach Washington.
I think when Martin Luther King came, it was a little more populated.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Are we kicking in there? Yeah. Most men will not admit that they are sexually damaged. The people in Europe don't have these problems. People in South America don't have these problems. The only people that have penal problems are Americans. And a lot of those problems would be solved if they just leave the poor boy alone.
I have some friends who had to get circumcised after the age of 40 years old and
what was their problem?
It's either hygienic.
Well, then that's their own dumbass for not taking care of themselves.
Whatever it is, it's a problem.
Because they were not taught to clean his freaking penis. Give me a break.
He's very pro-circumcision if you haven't yet.
You're out of your
figured
mind. You're going to cut your son? Why?
It's more of a traditionalist thing. It's more of a memory.
It's his father.
That I want to.
Well, are you going to watch your son get circumcised?
No.
I wouldn't.
See that baby? See him screaming? Explain to me why doing that to your son is going to honor your father. Your father really didn't know any better. Nobody told him. Nobody told him that he didn't have to do that to you. I got something for you. One picture is worth 1,000 words. The foreskin is attached to the gland. They got to go in there with these forceps. They got to literally pry the skin away from the gland. Then they crunch it. So they can put this little bell over top of it, and then they're going to fillet the foreskin off of it. It's one of the most violent things that happened to you. But, you know, you'd like him to look like you. In that case, restore yourself. There's some guys up here right now that have weights on their penis, and they're weighting their foreskin down. It's tugging it. Stretch their foreskin out.
About 90% of circumcised men can use this device. This is the tugging cone. You put your glands against this recess, then you roll the shaft skin up onto the body of this conical piece, and now it's up here, the skin, and you pop this cone on, bloop, and the skin is gripped between the inner and outer piece. Then you would use a tugging strap. It grips very solidly, and yet it floats. And you'd wrap that maybe below your knee, under your clothes. And so that could be attached to me and attached to my body. And it may look uncomfortable, but it's really not.
Having something that holds your penis all day, the only thought of it,
It's not. If you compare it to something like orthodontic braces, I think it compares pretty favorably.
Yeah.
You know, not very much different than straightening my teeth.
After 3.5 years, I've restored for myself protection for the glands. That has reverted to a mucosal, supple health, and I feel like I'm experiencing much more natural intimacy.
Really quantitative and qualitative difference.
The entire time I'm intimate with my wife is now something that I savor.
Yeah.
Whereas before,
you're not orgasm-oriented.
I used to be targeted toward, well, let's experience this orgasm because that's the payoff.
That's a good point.
And now I'm in no hurry.
I wish there were a way to communicate that that's not an insignificant thing.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Is George Bush uncut? Anyone know?
I believe George Bush is cut.
I believe he is too. I think they took more than just his foreskin.
Nach mehr als 2 Jahren nach Tristans Beschneidung war ich wieder am Anfang. Diese Gruppe von engagierten Leuten, auf die ich inmitten einer Plastikwelt aufmerksam geworden war, ist genau der richtige Abschluss meiner Reise. Hätte ich nur gewusst, dass Unwissenheit wirklich ein Segen sein kann. Unser zweiter Sohn wurde um 5 Uhr nachmittags geboren. Wir gaben ihm den Namen André.
Il y a ton grand frère qui va venir te voir.
Good morning, Lori.
Hi, Dr. Shaw.
Good morning. So, what's the story? Did you make a decision?
What are the options, do you think?
I think you have 2 options. You can circumcise him or not. You could think about it. I'm going to be back over here after lunch. It doesn't change anything, but that's, I don't know that that's a option, but if you like to do that, that's fine with me too.
Okay.
Does that help?
Here you go.
What is that?
What it's going to say is Dr. Shaw can do a circumcision on my child.
Wir verließen das Krankenhaus, ohne eine Entscheidung über Andrés Penis getroffen zu haben. Ich war innerlich zerrissen. Egal wie ich mich entscheiden würde, ich würde den einen oder den anderen betrügen. Einen Monat später beschlossen wir, André beschneiden zu lassen. Ich weiß nicht, welcher Sohn mich am Ende mehr hassen wird. Tristan, der aus reiner Ignoranz heraus beschnitten wurde, oder André, der wissen wird, dass ich Bescheid wusste. Als Mutter, glaube ich, werde ich in Schwierigkeiten sein. Was ich auch tue.
Sur Titoun, André. Vite, vite, vite. Non, 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 on prend personne.
Nächste Woche stellen wir Väter vor, die nach einer Scheidung den Kontakt zu ihren Kindern verlieren. Und gleich tauchen wir in die Neonazi-Szene der ehemaligen DDR ein. Im Spielfilm Führer X.